Hi, Bill. You wanted to go over some operating numbers. How's your schedule?
Oh, hi, Linda. Come in. We can talk now. I'm getting some pressure from the CEO and the board. You heard about yesterday's meeting?
I'm afraid so.
We've got to make a plan to address our margins.
Well, I know we don't want to go through another analyst call like the last one.
Poor performance. The analysts were right to hammer us. The shareholders will be next.
Oh, what are you thinking?
Besides jumping out the window.
You know, they say execs live and die by the numbers they produce.
I know, but seriously, have you seen this income statement? Our margins are below the industry average. We used to be the best in breed. Now we're generating meaningful revenue, but our product service mix has to improve. Is there more we can do to differentiate ourselves?
Not likely in this quarter.
So how do we get
DevCom's gross profit to keep pace? Yeah. Ron, think DevCom would be interested in something that could improve margins?
Definitely.
Look here on the income statement. DevCom's revenue has been growing, but gross profit hasn't followed the trend. You need to find a fix. That will be your real sales opportunity.
Makes sense, Tracy, but I need more info about their problem first. I'll start by reaching out to a contact over there. She reports to Linda Martin, their COO.
Sounds good. But first, let's see if there's a bigger story in DevCom's numbers. Do you see any other line items we can link to improving margins?
Other line items?
Well, I found one opportunity on the income statement, the trouble with margins. Now look at the balance sheet. It shows what the company owns and how they paid for it. Used together, these statements can reveal a whole range of opportunities. This reminds me of a sale with Hoster Manufacturing last quarter.
What did you do for Hoster?
Well, they also suffered margin problems, so we helped provide their customers with online access to the supply chain. It cut costs and sped up time to revenue.
Would that work here? Looks like DevCom carries a lot of inventory. I bet they're spending a ton on inventory-related costs, like warehousing and transportation.
I think you're right. And businesses always want to operate with less inventory.
Makes sense.
Well, remember, executives want solutions
that reduce non-cash assets. That frees up cash to invest elsewhere.
Well, reducing inventory reduces costs. Let me set up a meeting with logistics to find out why our inventory is so high. You want to be in that?
Oh, yeah.
I'll see what that does for performance.
I'll see what that does for the analysts. Don't forget, my bonus is tied to this.
You just heard Bill and Linda lament over the results of their company as evidenced in their income statement and their balance sheet. Hello, my name is Conrad Smith. I'm an operations officer and I sit on several boards. You also may have heard Bill talk about his concern about how those results would show up at their next board meeting, and I gotta tell you, I think he's got something to be concerned about. The income statement essentially becomes the stopwatch of business. It allows us to measure our performance from beginning to end at any given period of time and measure how well our operations are performing. The balance sheet becomes our scorecard. It allows us to accumulate all of our performance over time and see how that performance accumulates in the form of assets as well as shareholder equity and debt. My experience is that most salespeople don't take advantage of looking at these financial statements as they build their solution in preparation for talking to executives. As you get ready to apply this to your accounts, I'd encourage you to think about three key things. First, look for the trends. Look for year-over-year changes that might give you insight about how your customer is actually performing. Look for those changes on the income statement and the balance sheet, and if necessary, refer to the notes of the financial statements to get further insight. Second, be specific. Don't tell me that you can help me sell more or cut cost. Be specific about which line item you'll be able to impact. Make sure that you've done enough due diligence to assign your solution to a particular part of my business. And third, go for what I call the double play. Look for the possibility of making an impact on my income statement as well as on my balance sheet, so that your solution has the benefit of helping both areas of my business. Now it's your turn to try it. Set aside 30 minutes, select one of your publicly traded accounts, and let's apply the process that works so well for Ron. First, visit your customer's investor relations section on their website and obtain the most current financial information that's available. Second, on the income statement, look for a downward trend in any line item that we've mentioned earlier. Next, when you're at the balance sheet, look for non-cash assets that have had substantial period-over-period growth. On both these statements, remember, you're looking for trends. It might be helpful to refer to the notes section so that you can get further detail of what's going on. Fourth, share your findings with a peer or your manager. What solutions do you offer that provide a positive impact to the opportunities you've identified? And finally, make this a quarterly habit. Keep your pipeline full of new opportunities.